all of the big games. Fox NFL kickoff Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox. Ezekiel Elliott was held to a career-low 8 yards in the Cowboys' blowout loss to the Broncos, but it was his effort following the 2 Dak Prescott interceptions that were called into question. The first came in the third quarter when Chris Harris intercepted Dak, and Zeke just stood there with his hands on his hips. Later, on Aqib Talib's fourth quarter pick 6, Zeke was seen blocking but was not spotted on any replays trying to chase Talib. Jason Garret was asked about those 2 plays yesterday.
One of the things that we preach to our team on both sides of the ball, when there's a turnover, everybody's involved. If you're an offensive player, you become a defensive player on a fumble or an interception. And, Zeke is one of the most natural competitors I've ever been around. He loves to play. He loves to practice. And I think we've seen that through his first year playing. And those 2 plays were not indicative of the kind of competitor that he was, and we have to get that addressed. It's important to be specific about the plays. You evaluate the play. On those particular plays, it wasn't up to our standard.
We're joined by FS1 NFL analyst Eric Dickerson. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. I can't wait for this.
Did you have a problem with Zeke's effort on those 2
Well,
plays?
first of all, Zeke plays for the Dallas Cowboys. And you play for the Cowboys, you have to bring it pretty much every play. But no one plays hard every play. You know that. Yep. We take plays off. We do. But when it's interceptions take place, you have to chase the ball. You can't stand there with your hands on the hip because you watch the offensive lineman chase the ball. It's no fun. Believe me, it's no fun. I've chased guys before. I remember I tackled Andre Tippett, grabbed him by the face mask. Chased him down. Was it fun? No. I know he didn't want to, but you have to because you're the Cowboy. You're a Cowboy. You're not playing in Cincinnati, Cleveland. Everybody's watching. It's a big game. You're having a bad day, and you're showing like you're pouting like, man, I don't want to chase this football. Right. But you have to get out there and do it, even if you don't want to.
Yep. That is so true. In '99, Brian Greasy threw a pick, threw a bunch of them that day too. He threw one that ended up costing TD probably his career because TD chased the guy, got clipped by one of his offensive linemen. But anyway, he threw.
There we go.
No,
that's interesting.
it happened.
Good point.
But anyway, he threw a pick, and I immediately peeled and started to run. Brian Cox put his helmet right here. And I knew it was him. My feet was in the air, and I'm going to the ground. B. Cox, I know you hit me. B, I know it was you. Let me ask you a question, Skip. There's a Super Bowl that was played in Pasadena. The game was already in doubt. Was never in doubt. It was 59-17?
17.
Leon Lett scooped the ball up.
I was there.
Don Beebe did what, Skip?
He chased him down. And what? Now, all that anybody remembers is that Leon Lett started strutting before he got to the end zone, right?
But the effort. See, we don't play to a score. We play to a standard. Is that we give our very best. Everybody, you think Eric Dickerson had every game he rushed for 248 on 27 carries? No. But when the ball is turned over, now all of a sudden, I'm Ray Lewis or I'm Rod Woodson or Dion. I'm trying to make a tackle because now I'm in a different space now. Skip, I'm going to turn it over to you because you already know how I feel about this. Dermontti Dawson ruined his career. They threw a pick in the Pro Bowl in 1998. He chased Deion Sanders. He tore his hamstring off the bone. He was never, ever the same guy again. In the Pro Bowl, Skip, there's a standard in which you must expect or what you must demand. You don't expect it. You demand it, that they give you effort. That's all I ask for because you're not going to always have a great game. You think Zeke going to rush for 150 every game? No, he's not. But I just need to see the effort. I need to see the standard. Now, Cowboy standard is.
Well, that's a Cowboy standard. You heard what Jason said. Yeah. It's not to our standards. I mean, most head coaches feel like that.
To Jason's 8-8 standard.
Stop it, Skip. You're trying to make it about Jason Garret. This is about Zeke Elliott.
8-8, 8-8, 8-8.
And two plays, Skip. He went 12-11.
You know what? Jason Garret is lucky he's been going along for these rides. In
Don't
2014 and 2016.
I thought you liked Jason.
I never have loved him. I've made that pretty clear. I think he's just competent at best. You know what he does the best? He does this.
Stop, Skip.
He's good. You know, no matter what happens, he's like.
So Skip, so what do you think? Do you think he should have got him to take the ball? Or,
Eric Dickerson, you being, in my view, the greatest running back ever, I'm disappointed in your view of this. So I just boosted you up and I cut you down.
I'm telling you, you have to. Even listen, I say,
I got it. Here's my problem.
No one wants to.
I hear what you're saying. This just rubs me the wrong way until it finally rubbed me raw. That Jason Garret took Ezekiel Elliott to the public woodshed over this. And you have to put it in the bigger picture of what's happening here. First of all, the whole team did not show up for that game. They were not ready to play football in Denver, Colorado at 4:25 Eastern time on Sunday afternoon because they were feeling themselves, smelling themselves. They had just vanquished their nemesis in the NFC East, the dreaded New York football Giants. They just beaten the snot out of them and gotten revenge for their only really 2 losses last year because they mailed in the last game of the year. So they strut their stuff up there, and it's the whole idea of the offensive line could just kind of roll its helmets out there on the turf, and the little orange Broncos would just shrink, right? Well, that didn't happen because they got punched right in the mouth. And Ezekiel Elliott got punched in his mouth the way he has never been in Pop Warner or high school or at Ohio State or certainly even in pro football when he ran away with the rushing title last year. And he didn't have one game remotely this bad, and that included the first game against the Giants last year when he carried it 21 times for only 51 yards. It was nothing like that stinker. And did he lose some heart during the game? You better believe he did.
Yeah.
They're all losing heart.
Of course.
Did the defense tackle? No. They just quit tackling. They quit trying to tackle C.J. Anderson
That's right.
on that little flip pass, and Jeff Heath loses his feet, go out from under him, and then C.J. just kind of waltzes in the end zone looking at all the rest of the
Byron Jones
there,
here.
you know.
But still, but the
Okay.
question.
All right,
What
so-
do you think?
Well, I'm telling
Okay,
you
okay,
that
come
Jason
on, bro.
Garret shouldn't have done this publicly because think of the fire that Ezekiel Elliott is under right now. Because, first of all, on Sunday afternoon after the game, or Sunday evening, he got called out by 2 prominent voices in pro football. Number one, Peter King, a Monday morning quarterback, who said that he flat out quit in the game. Zeke quit. And then LaDainian Tomlinson, who just went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and joined U2, said he quit and that he didn't like his body language on the sideline. And I'm just rolling my eyes saying, stop it. And then Jason Garret fuels their fire because now everybody thinks, yeah, Zeke quit. Because the coach publicly criticized him, and he tried to specify it's for 2 plays, but nobody's going to remember it's just for 2 plays. So I want to show you that Zeke did not quit in this game because his final carry of this game came right at the end of the 3rd quarter, and it was 4th and 1, and it was still hanging in the balance where you could at least make it 35 to 25, make it respectable where it wouldn't look so bad. And here's the 4th and 1 play. He ran hard. He carried 2 Broncos for 3 more yards. Was that a quit play?
Absolutely not.
He was not quitting.
No, I don't think he quit by no means. He did
Okay,
not quit. I
all
would
right.
never say he quit.
Okay.
He just took some plays
All
off,
right,
and all of us, Shannon,
Yeah.
agree.
Okay.
All of us are guilty.
Okay, so let's go to the last play, the interception by Talib, returned 103 yards. If we could go to that one, please, and let's see what Zeke did because he had blitz pickup on this play, and he goes in and just cuts the legs right out from under the blitzer. You see him?
Yeah.
And Zeke is on his back, and the blitzer sprawled across him, and he looks up from his back. He's lying on his back, and he sees Talib with a 20-yard head start flying up the sideline. So what's he supposed to do? It's going to be 42-17, and you want him to get up and make some half-hearted effort?
I'll say this on that one.
Yeah.
I do agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
When you blocking a linebacker, you ain't trying to get up off the ground and chase no.
Get up.
Okay,
Come on.
thank
come on,
you.
Come on,
Thank
come
you.
on, now, Sterling.
Thank
come
you.
Here, come on, Shannon.
Stay
You
down.
brother. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, now. You
Okay,
know that's wrong.
wait. So you just told me, Shannon Sharp, Hall of Famer, that Terrell Davis got hurt chasing,
Yeah,
right? And you
yeah.
told me Dermontti Dawson wrecked his career chasing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, how many hits does a running back have in his body? Mr. Dickerson.
Oh, I had
It's a
29
finite number, right?
Right.
You're beat up right now. You're having a hard time playing golf because your back's
My back.
bothering, right?
Right.
Okay, so should Zeke waste one of those hits trying to chase, hopelessly up the sideline, maybe get blindside? What happened to you?
I got blindsided.
Okay.
But
I'm
got.
going to ask you this question. What if that was C.J. Anderson? How would you feel?
Oh, I want CJ to get up. I mean, first of all, CJ running 5 flat. He might not catch it, but CJ's going to give chase. But here's the thing. Ezekiel Elliott, and I had a problem with this too, ED. A lot of time when you're a skill position player, you only see value in catches and yards and touchdowns. And one of the proudest moments is when I got awarded with the offensive line player of the game because TD had a great game, and that's for blocking. So I had to, in my mind, if I didn't score or if I didn't catch a bunch of passes for a bunch of yards, I had no value to my team. It was that moment, and maybe Mike gave me that to show me that I had value other than scoring and catching passes. Zeke has to realize there's other value to him. than scoring touchdowns
Okay,
or rushing
I got it.
yards.
So, wait, to your point,
Okay.
the first interception is with 6:41 left in the second quarter. You both have a point on this one. But remember, Zeke is running a downfield pass route. He is past Dez.
Yes.
And the ball hits Dez right in the hands. You're like, am I going to do this or am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And it goes right through his hands. And remember, Zeke has gone nowhere fast in running the football to that point. And all of a sudden, he looks back, and Chris Harris Jr. is flying the other way with a head start toward the 20-yard line. Okay, so he stops. He's lost heart. He's frustrated, and he puts his hands on his hips. And it's caught on national television, and it's not a good look. Why wouldn't Jason Garret just pull him aside on the team plane or on Monday after the meeting and just say, we can't have this? It's a teaching moment.
I want
it.
all the fans, ED, to go pull the tape. I think it was 2005 when Ben Watson, from one side of the field, chased Champ Bailey down from 108 yards away, and he fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line. But you know why? Because the Broncos defense, they call him John Q. They made Zeke have a change of heart.
Well, I'll still say this here, that I think Zeke should have chased him on the first
On
interception.
both of them.
No.
B-O-F-F,
Come on now.
both.
Like, what did I ask you before? You've taken plays off.
I have.
Yeah.
All of us have low.
Yeah.
I mean, no one wants to be that guy chasing a defender. I say that the offensive lineman chasing, but you see, they were just like, oh,
I know.
we're not going to catch him.
You're just going through the motions.
Go watch the tape for the Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens. I cut a guy. Trick through a pick six. I jump up off the ground. I tackled him in the end zone, but I went
But you
and
got him?
Go check the tape. I went and got him.
Final point. Just remember that Jason Garret just called out a kid who just turned 22 years of age, who's on the hottest seat in pro football because he just got branded by Roger Goodell a domestic abuser. He got slapped with a 6-game suspension that he is now trying to fight in court, and a lot of people think he's just trying to beat the rap. So this feeds the fire, the national fire against this kid. I think he got framed and railroaded on the domestic violence part, but that's a whole nother issue. But a lot of people think he's guilty as charged. And now you're saying, see, there he goes.
Nope.
And the coach called him out.
Well, I think one thing is, and I got to go as a player. You sit on the sideline. When you're getting beat, you like this. You got that look on your face.
Not
like
me.
Come on,
me.
Shannon. Come on now. You know that. Come on, all of us have. When you getting that butt whooping, you like.
One time, ED, that was
Only one time.
against Jacksonville. Because they're looking at me. And if I'm down, I gotta stay positive.
I know they're looking at me, but you still had that dejected look. You don't know you know where the camera's at all the
I know
time.
they're looking at me.
All the time.
How
All
did
the
you
time.
look against the Bears up in Soldier?
Oh, I look very dismal.
Yeah.
Like, man, what is going on?
He had curl juice in his eye. He couldn't even.
The curl was gone.
The curl
Eric
was
will
gone.
be back later in the show.
Yeah,
Is the season already over for the Giants? We'll discuss that with Rob Parker next.